the little knowledge I have in economics tells me that a need is something that a living organism needs for its survival. But what happens? What does it mean when somebody tells you, I need you for the rest of my life? This is why we find ourselves right in front of Auditorium 900 of University of Cape Coast. Local news of the university is organizing a romance program, a romantic one, of course, and they call it Love and Common Sense Conference, the maiden edition on the land of University of Cape Coast. And so to get you more of this, we are going to have interaction with the facilitators, some of the students, and perhaps some couples who are around. So stay glued as we answer questions that are related to man and woman relationship. My name is Louise Bequin, and of course you can call me the PDF. If today happens to be the first time that you're joining us here, then I welcome you to Campus Rundown on TV UCC. This is the only show that seeks to update people on whatever that students do on the land of University of Cape Coast. Before I get to the interviews, let me remind you that if you have not subscribed to our channel, this is the time. Subscribe to our channel, click on the notification icon, and also feel free to share this for everyone to get to know what we're doing here on TV UCC. So stay with us. We'll be right back with our interviews. That you are the brain behind this program, Love Conference. Is it Love and Common Sense Conference? How come?
Well, it was a proposal that was presented to local nukes by God's Plan Initiative, and then when they explained how the organization of the program would be, I really loved it. So I decided that no, we can't let this opportunity for the students to learn such great things about their relationships, which will shape their lives and even their future. We can't let it pass by. So we have to make sure that such a program is organized on campus for the students to benefit from. So as much effort as possible that has to go into it, I made sure that by hook or crook, we will still have the program.
Talking about benefits from the program, it clearly indicates that you have identified some challenges that students are facing in terms of their relationship with one another. What are some of the issues so far that you've observed among students and their relationships that you think this program is in to solve?
Well, one thing I can say is some students fall so much in love that they even forget they are in school to learn. So at least with this program coming on board, like there will be so much education and sensitization that they realize that even though, yes, they are in love, they have this feeling, they see castles in the air and all that, they have to apply some sort of common sense and some thinking and some analyzation to certain things so that they will do better and focus on what they came here to do.
Facilitators, where are they coming from?
Yeah, we have a counselor and a life coach and then a health personnel. They are the ones. So the counselor is taking us through the love and the common sense aspect. And then the health coach is helping us to balance our love life with the health. Yes.
But you're not doing any pairing here?
Oh, so far as it's a love program and we have people from the opposite sexes coming around. For all you know, you may see the one who is right for you.
Talked about mental health and then sexual health, yes, in relationship. It's quite unfortunate. Some people couldn't make it for this program. What do you have to tell them on what you talk about here?
Okay, I think I will first of all encourage them to have the video watched and then take a clue from it, but at least I may try to give you a summary of what we discussed here. So basically, as you are loving with common sense, you should also take care of your mental health, be a check on yourself and then your brother, your sister, back home, anywhere, and then your dental health, your sexual health. Speak to a professional, go to the health facility. They are all there for all of us, and so when you get there, just tell them what you feel about your body, about anything, and then they'll direct you to the right affairs.
What are some of the first aid techniques that you give to us to handle broken hearts?
Okay, so broken hearts, is it in a relationship or in marriage?
Of course, in a relationship.
So in a relationship, even in marriages, it's still a learning process. So if you see the red flags, I think save your heart, run away from the trouble. Yes, even though you will get everywhere, I think You see one or two, you are not comfortable. Is my mental state ready for this? No. Run away. So you save yourself so that the broken heart, it may pass in front of your house, but not enter.
How was the program?
Oh, it was fully enlightening. Like some things I used to take normal, I've learned a lot. Like I'm never going to be the same again. Like it's a full package. Like if it to be annually done, I would really love it. I'll learn more because the program was really like it was cool. I love it.
Broken heart, and when you're out there, Rihanna.
Actually, it's a lot. Like now, it shouldn't be the end. Like there are more things ahead. So like booking out shouldn't be anything. Like
But be a children.
of course, like
Do you relate love to common sense?
Oh, for me, love, dear, it's hard to find though. So you just apply a little bit of sense to it so that the combination will be perfect.
Some of the senses that you have to apply. You have to be wise in your relationship. What are some of the things that we should do to be wiser in our relationships?
And choosing your partner and how to go about it. Now.
How do you plan to meet somebody that you want to live with?
Okay, even though it didn't prepare, but as a human being, every time you need to be like a soldier. Every time the soldier is always ready for the battle, no matter whatever happens. So as a human being, whilst you are doing, you are making your tactics, your plan, and everything complete.
So with this plan that you're talking about, do you mean we should draw the person we want to be with, the shape, the materials he's supposed to possess, and then intellectuals, everything? Is that what you're talking about when you say planning?
Planning goes with everything. Yeah, organizing and everything, all of them comprise of the planning and making evaluation. That's consists of the plan.
Relationship. What are some of the common sense items that we have to make sure that we apply in loving people? That's what I want to hear from you.
Okay, so I think every individual has priorities, and so in having priorities, you need to make sure that at least you look out for someone who is supportive, someone you think you can make a life with, someone you think is intelligent, at least for future, purposes, because you people will definitely marry and give birth, and so intelligence will be passed on. Someone you think you can have that sort of thoughtful conversation with, and so these are some of the common sense you need to look out for in people and prioritize them as human beings.
Did you come alone?
Yeah, I came alone.
What did you learn?
Oh, so many things that inspired me about love.
Among them, which one inspired you so much?
Okay, among them, the one that inspired me so much was when the first counselor was talking about relationship styles, about getting used or knowing your partner before you get to do anything. Yeah.
Are you going to quit your relationship, or you going to strengthen it?
I'm strengthening it.
Oh, this tells me that you're dating. There you are. How is she doing?
She's fine.
Okay, is there any message for her?
Yeah. All what I want to tell her is I really love her and I want to be with her. So we should be together and settle out our differences and everything will be alright.
She wants to be proud of you. What's her name?
Her name, Benedicta.
Benedicta.
Yes, please.
All right, Benedicta, he loves you. You know that. Now the program just ended. Give us a summary. Entire program, an overview, paint a picture for our people to get to know what happened here.
Okay, so I think from the very beginning point, when the buses were going around to pick students, it looked as if we may not record the numbers we are looking at, more especially looking at the times we find ourselves in, that is the strike season. But then I think by the time the program got to the middle part, when I tilted my head a little bit to see, I realized the number was encouraging. So talk of the numbers, it's quite good. Maybe not to standard though, but it's quite good looking at the situation or the season we find ourselves in currently. And of course, our expectations is to get students participate in the program, that is, get involved, ask questions. And I think I saw that coming. They were able to ask questions that are bothering their minds. And probably maybe those who didn't even ask, maybe their concerns were clearly knelt with. So I think it's a good step. For today, out of 100, I could rate ourselves 80 and above. And of course, in the University of Cape Coast, 80 is an A. So I think we are in the right direction so far. Yeah.
Local news, for the past years, what we've been seeing local news doing, or that they'll be doing, would have to do with passport registration and that of you. This is a maiden edition. Why this program?
Very wonderful. So I think local NUCS itself is the National Union of Ghana Students, sort of a mother body for all Ghanaian students, not just in Ghana, but even abroad. So as a mother body who is at the local chapter of UCC, I think we have a responsibility equally well like the SRC to make sure that we carry out things that will equip our students. It's quite rather sad sometimes when you ask students about local news, the first reference point is Omomuye passports, Nana. I don't really see it to be bad. It's good. Passport. These are services we render, but the office of the local news shouldn't be defined just with mere passport registration. Things like this, I think, the office has as a responsibility towards the students of the University of Cape Coast and even beyond, because local news UCC has to do with even students in the senior high, junior high level in the Cape Coast metropolis. Yeah, so that's motivated this program even in the very first place. As much as we get to fall in love and all that, it's also important we look at the health aspect, because looking at presentations made today, you realize that you could fall in love deeply well, but then at the end of the day, you realize that the compatibility, talk of health-wise, is really lacking. When that happens, like resources wasted, time wasted, and sometimes fate could come in. But I think it would be advisable, knowing very well what is facing you, you advise yourself. So I think I've learned something from there. And of course, in the coming days, we should be looking at how best we could test ourselves, just like the speaker said. Yeah.
Going forward, what should we be expecting from you and your office?
Okay, so the local NUCS Secretariat this time around is trying to see how best we could bring NUCS and its activities closer to the student body. That has been the core mandate for myself and the office. And I believe that every other program we do, we are looking at how best we could pull students to know this time around that we are not just talking about passports and birth certificate registration, but we are talking about something deeper, something that has to do with concerns of Ghanaian students, and for that matter, students who are here in the University of Cape Coast, the number one in West Africa, and of course the fourth in Africa, and number one in terms of research in the world. That's a good place to be at. So they should expect very innovative and wonderful programs, projects, and activities unveiling soon.
People, this is where we'll end today's edition of Campus Rundown on TV UCC. My name is Louise Bequin, and you know, of course, you can call me the PDF. This is the only show that seeks to update people on what students do on the land of University of Cape Coast. We just heard from the president, and of course we had time to also speak with some of the facilitators. I think one person was here to speak with us, and then some of the students who came, and I believe that you've learned a lot. If you have not subscribed to our channel, this is the time. Click on the subscribe button, hit on the notification icon to get alert on what we put on our channel, and then also feel free to share for people to also get to know what we are doing here. Until we meet again, it is bye for now. Stay safe. You know we love you, but whenever you are loving, make sure that you add common sense to it. Don't be a mogul.